Hello everybody, this is Shadow SC2 and I'm going to be casting a 1 versus 1 between the red Protoss Spectrum and the blue Protoss BoxedLunch. Now this map is going to be on Metalopolis. It's a very good map. It's a map that everybody should be familiar with. Now this is a Protoss versus Protoss, so I would not be surprised to see a full warp gate on both sides. So, but there's not really much to say right now as they are getting started. I haven't looked up the stats for either of these players, but I'm pretty sure they are both pretty good. They're both platinum, obviously, because those are the games that I cast. Both throwing down a pylon on 9, and both of them pretty close to the same spot actually. And they both have, look at production tab, they both pretty much using the same, going the same way right now. So looks like Spectrum is going to be just a tad late, but I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. So just something to add. We'll be hopefully adding 2 videos today. I have Terran versus Protoss and this one, so hopefully we'll be adding these either today or sometime tonight. Not really sure. Both players throwing down a gateway on 12. Looks like so. Pro production is going very well. Looks like Spectrum is going for a very typical full warp gate. Both of them throwing. Looks like Spectrum is throwing an earlier assimilator, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So both players trying to figure out where each of the opponents are, and neither of them scouted this area first. And there is actually a reason for that. A Protoss player, if you're full warp gating, you definitely want to have cross position, like side by side positions. It just seems to work better. So both players are going to scout their opponent. BoxedLunch is going to have one. Looks like he does have very unique pylon placement. So it looks like there's going to be a gas steal here by BoxedLunch. Is Spectrum going to answer with his own? Can he answer with his own? Yes, he's going to answer with his own gas steal, which really isn't going to make much of a difference unless you're going for a very odd style of 4-gate. Looking at both players, pro production is up for both players. Looks like the cybernetics core is going to go down for both players at about the same time. So looks like, oh, come on computer, come on, there you go. I apologize for anything like that. My computer is pretty slow sometimes. So looks like is BoxedLunch going to hide a pylon here? Sneaky Pro is going to hide a pylon. He's going to have to wait for a little while because it looks like he did just pay for a stalker to keep his opponent out of his base. I have a very good feeling he's going to hide a pylon in the smoke. And for people who don't know, you have to go into the smoke to see anything hidden behind here. So having a pylon back there that your opponent does not know about will really be very good. Of course, looks like Spectrum is going to hide a pylon somewhere around in this area. 4 minutes 30 seconds. I would really like to start seeing more gateways made. Very awkward to see only 2 gateways right now. Looks like Spectrum is going to be throwing one more down. Looks like BoxedLunch does have all 4 of his gateways started. At least 3 of them started. And there it looks like BoxedLunch. Spectrum is only going for. He gets a very late warp gate. I'm not quite sure why his gateways were so late. His money looked very low for some reason. However, it does look like BoxedLunch is going to have his gateways out sooner, because it looks like Spectrum is going to have one. He is chrono boosting more units. Is this rally point actually set? Yes, it is. It's actually set there, and there is a pylon here for BoxedLunch. So as soon as this last gateway comes up, I will expect to see a lot of units being warped in right around this area, hidden in the fog or in the smoke. So it looks like a little bit of harassment by both players, as that BoxedLunch's stalker really did not like that statue, was really trying to take that statue out. I guess he hates minks just as much as Rainer does. So we do see some zealots warped down here. Looks like BoxedLunch is looking for a pylon anywhere, but unbeknownst to him, that pylon is actually in his base. In the base right in your face. So he's going to send one zealot in. Knows there's no forces there. He's going to send the zealot into the mineral line. as BoxedLunch is going to do the same thing into Spectrum's mineral line, only with a lot more forces. So it looks like, I believe BoxedLunch actually did more damage. Uh-oh, here's the Stalkers coming to kill a lot of these probes. Looks like, oh my, looks like we're going to have a base swap here. Looks like BoxedLunch wants to destroy this base and take it, while Spectrum is going to take the expansion at the side-by-side position, sending these probes. Looks like no, he just wants to send them up there for no good reason. So, but it does look like right now, Spectrum does have the probe advantage by at least, I would say, 3 to 4 probes. And he really needs to get his units back here, depending his probes. He needs to get those probes out of the way of the battlefield. He needs to get them out of the way. He needs to quit boxing everything. He needs to control click, get those zealots. And Stalkers looks like, oh no, is he going to lose more probes? How many probes does he have? Stand still, probe. I need to select you. He does still have the same amount of probes, although this probe does escape with 4 hit points remaining. But unbeknownst to BoxedLunch, his opponent does have an expansion out here. While so far he has not been able to get anything because he has not destroyed that Nexus yet. BoxedLunch does have the unit advantage. He is going to lose more probes here. I don't know what happened there, but looks Spectrum does have a very minimal amount of units right now. BoxedLunch does have the advantage. If BoxedLunch wants to, he can just destroy this base, but he's going to have to look for this next Nexus. But it does look like right now BoxedLunch does have the advantage. So as soon as he finds this Nexus, he will be able to destroy it. So it would actually be in Spectrum's best interest just to destroy as many of the pylons as he can, which is exactly what he's going to do. But it looks like BoxedLunch does not have the money to do anything. He created more units, and right now he's going to literally have to destroy all of these enemy units. And it looks like he is positioning this sentry to block off the units if he does try to do so. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to looks like BoxedLunch is going to have to come up here and destroy all of these units, as he does set down a force field to prevent these units from getting up there. However, with the army size difference between the two, I really don't see Spectrum being able to hold this off. Looks like BoxedLunch is going to come in here and try and destroy these units, as it doesn't look like BoxedLunch has enough money to do anything really. He's going to lose a lot of probes, but luckily they're just softening up these units. So right now, Spectrum probably feels like he has an advantage, which in a way he does. However, he does not have anything in case, oh, yep, there comes the gateway. So right now, BoxedLunch does not know what he can do. If he can destroy this gateway right here, that would be very big for him. As he is not, he is sending, okay, there he goes. He really needs to destroy that zealot before he takes out any more probes. He is sending his Stalkers out to find this expansion. However, it looks like Spectrum is going to be able to make some more units. He is making a forge, and I believe by the time that BoxedLunch finds that base, he is going to have some cannons up, and he will have a decent defense, as right now BoxedLunch is just trying to find the base. He has no clue where this base is at, so he is just trying to scout out, trying to find it. Right now Spectrum is just trying to set up a defense. So he has looked at both sides. BoxedLunch has looked at both sides, so he knows that his opponent has to be in the top right corner. There's really no other place that he could be. However, Spectrum does not have any units, and, well, never mind. It looks like BoxedLunch is still having doubts at where his opponent is. So it looks like he is going to get one cannon up. He has another cannon that's going to be up pretty soon. Oh, BoxedLunch does see the expansion now, and he should be able to take this out. If he can take those cannons out, he really needs to take those cannons out. What is he doing? What is he doing? He needs to bum rush these cannons. He really needs to bum rush these cannons and take these cannons out, or else he's really not going to have much to do. Because if Spectrum gets any units out and softens these units up, then I don't know what he thinks he's doing. He really needs to take these cannons out. So it looks like right now, actually, Spectrum has the advantage simply because he has these two cannons. However, I really don't know what's going to happen if both players end up with nothing to do. It looks like it is very possible for both players to end up with nothing left. Yeah, it looks like both players are going to have nothing left because he's still got to take these cannons out, and I honestly don't know if he can do it with the units that he has. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be yes. That is good game by BoxedLunch. This was a very unorthodox play by both players. So, thanks guys for watching. I hope you like it and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.